The Bottom Line. Insider tips to help you buy better.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. We're going to be talking with Rick Davis with DC Kitchens this segment. And here's the thing. We're going to compare manufactured cabinets versus custom-built cabinets versus site-built cabinets. And we're going to help you understand how to get the most for your money and the best design value. This is a huge controversy right now because, I've been a builder for over 20 years. And the problem that people have is definitions in this business. What you have to understand is in the past 100 years, this business has not changed. The aesthetics and the advertising have changed and how you are approached, but the process has not changed. We're still dealing with an artisan, and there's only a certain amount of people that have the talent to actually execute these things in a field or in a shop. So what's clouded the subject is this proliferation of manufactured products coming from China and all over the place. So now, you can go to hundreds of shops around town that sell manufactured cabinets, and you're looking at a product. It looks good. They're built all kinds of different ways, from real cheap to real expensive. The question is that really the best solution for you if you're going to buy a mid to high line cabinet, recreate a space in a kitchen or a bath, or built-ins throughout the house? Now, we're going to help you understand that there's a huge difference, and manufactured cabinets are not the solution. Rick, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, you've been a design, I guess I can call you a custom trim carpenter, a furniture maker, a remodeler for the last 32 years.
Right.
And it's almost impossible for people to find you.
Exactly.
Is that frustrating?
Very frustrating, yes.
I mean, not even 10 years ago, you'd have people waiting in line for months to get somebody like you to do their stuff.
Right.
Because there's a limited number of you guys in existence. Now, what I'm actually impressed with is that you made it through 2 recessions.
Yeah.
Most guys don't make it through there. So, you've been around since 1988.
Correct.
That's amazing. That was just right after the 86 fallout, right?
I suppose so. Yeah.
All right. So I want to talk about, can you help me understand the difference between manufactured cabinets, custom-built cabinets is what you do, and on-site built cabinets? Now, we're going to eliminate on-site built cabinets because, 1, they don't come with a finish, and 2, it is absolutely an uncontrolled environment. So we don't want things that create an unpredictable result, like the finishes, right? People expect today, because of manufactured cabinets, that they have a finish like a car, like furniture.
Right.
Right? Is that what your clients expect?
They do, 'cause that's what we offer as a fine finished product. That we do our own custom finishes in our shop, and then we deliver our cabinets to the job site already pre-finished, and we'll do minor touch-ups on site as needed. But the actual finish that we provide is top notch.
Now we're going to talk about how your cabinets are actually built, but I want to get your take. When people ask you, Rick, we're looking at these manufactured cabinets over here. They're expensive, but they're nice, and they've got a lot of nice features. Why should I let you design my kitchen and buy and manufacture my kitchen for me, as opposed to just buying what I see in that showroom over there?
Well, first off, I'm going to come in and meet with you in your home and see your space and have a conversation about what do you want to do in your space, what do you want to accomplish with your kitchen, and then we're going to custom build based on that and our experience, something that's going to be your ultimate dream kitchen. And that's just what we do over and over and over again.
I'll tell you, as a builder, okay, because I've hired a ton of trim carpenters and a ton of furniture builders, and I find the most talented guys are kind of introverted. They're not big conversationalists.
Right.
As a matter of fact, when you guys are doing your thing, you don't really talk a lot at all, if at all, right?
I guess I missed that one.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign when I met you, because you're an artist, and artists are just kind of internal that way.
Right.
But you're still one of those guys that takes a pencil and designs a kitchen with the client.
Exactly.
And when you look at your drawings, I mean, they're just incredible. They draw you in.
Thank you.
It's something that you don't see anymore. And we condition people. The production builders are genius, okay? Because what they did is they learned the psychology of how people buy houses, and they eliminated their concerns. How much is it going to cost? What is it going to look like, right? Well, they just put these things in a little box and said, here.
Right.
And when you add it up, I mean, none of the finishes are in there. It just looks like they're getting more for house for the money. But what they're actually doing is limiting what they're getting and paying a lot more.
Checking a box off.
Yeah, right. So this is very much the same thing. You've got hundreds of manufacturers out there manufacturing cabinets now. You've got hundreds of sales reps in little showrooms all around town that either sell floors and sell cabinets, or sell cabinets and claim they're doing floors and countertops, to put it in a little box. Here's a cabinet. Open the door. See, you can see, feel, and touch it. How nice is that? But the problem is you're dealing with a salesperson, not a cabinet designer. They've got software to simplify. You draw a line 10 feet and it pops cabinets up. It automates the whole process.
Right.
The problem is they're not cooks. They don't understand the space. They're not trained in design. They didn't grow up to be artists, and they don't physically build things.
Right.
And unfortunately, our houses are not built in 1 foot increments. So what are the downsides or the limitations in that space to customers that should be working with you?
Well, you're getting a cookie cutter kitchen that's just there's somebody else's design and somebody else's thoughts versus what works for you, what works best. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy designing things for people, and I enjoy most of all making people happy and getting what they want in their space. And we customize our plans according to fit your needs. If you're like for cooking or for whatever your needs are in your kitchen space, we focus on that and build that into our space to get you the ultimate result.
One thing that came out when you and I were talking, and because I'm not a cook, okay, and when I look at a kitchen, I look at it for the mechanics. I need drawers, I need doors, I need a style to make it look good, so you want to be there. But I don't understand why this needs to be here and that needs to be there, because I don't have a passion for doing that. And you do have a passion for that. You enjoy the cooking process, and you are a cook, so you actually relate to the space that you're designing on behalf of the people.
Correct. So, and it's all those are of course drawers, doors, design. Those are all important factors, but also the use of how you use a kitchen as you're cooking. How are you going to get to A to B? Like pull out spice racks or different spaces for the things that you use all the time. A pull out drawer for pans. We have drawers everywhere in our entire kitchen. Or different levels of counters. Maybe there's a higher counter that's better to be more comfortable for chopping vegetables and things like that, preparing foods, or easier accessibility to your refrigerator, your pantry while you're doing other things.
The location of where you put, so a lot of the challenges that I've faced is, because I've dealt with a lot of interior designers, is in my brain, I need to put the fridge over here because of easy way to get the electrical to it. My brain works that way.
Right. And
they're saying, oh, we can't put that there. It's going to look terrible, and it's not functional. It doesn't meet the triangle, and they're using all these terms that I don't get. But once we build it the way that you guys visualize it, because you're using it and it's functional, it's like it looks great and it actually flows. Right. It's a useful space.
Yep.
So the key to this is, one, being able to design with somebody who has a passion for these applications, but is also an artistic furniture builder. There's a purpose for these things. The drawer sizes, the widths are all relative to whether that space is actually going to work.
Right.
Not just symmetrically, but functionally, right? So another thing is the way these manufacturers have to build these things to make them affordable for shipping, for construction. They try to squeeze the efficiency. There's always these efficiency engineers that say, well, like your upper cabinets as an example. Your upper cabinets are 15 inches deep, right? Standard manufactured cabinets are 12 inches deep.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of plates that won't fit in a 12-inch deep cabinet.
Exactly.
They look cool, but when you try to stick things in them, they don't fit.
Exactly.
Right? Why do you build yours 15 inches deep?
Well, just mostly for that. The listening over 30 years to ladies complaining about their doors won't shut because of an oversized platter, whatever. I said, well, why don't we just make the cabinets 15 inches deep? And it just stuck. It's we also make them fully adjustable, and we try to not put anything, which we don't put anything in the middle of the doors, like to close two doors and you have this big bar in the middle of it. We don't do any of that. Our cabinets are built strong enough that we don't need anything like that. And they're just easy access, and you get like 25% more space of storage.
Now, let's talk about the height. No matter how much money you spend, they have to limit the sizes on this stuff. Their uppers are limited to 42 inches, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have a limit.
No,
yours are built to suit.
Yeah, all sorts of sizes, all sorts of heights. We really don't limit the height of the doors or the cabinets. We've built. I built kitchens 16 foot tall, which just seems bizarre, but we've done all sorts of different heights of cabinetry, and then different heights doors or multiple doors or whatever, different levels of up and down or whatever.
A big trend now is the pantries with the pull-out shelves, right? And one of the things that these manufacturers can't do is the oversized doors.
Right.
They refuse to do those. And they have a problem with the uppers on that as well. Mm-hmm. You do not have that problem.
We don't. We do offer a quality door, and the way that they're constructed, that we don't have really issues with oversized doors and pantries.
Okay, now all the ergonomics built into the cabinets now. The manufacturers have done a great job with these little storage pullouts and how they store all these different things in all these different spaces to maximize storage. You provide 100% the same options and design those options with your client. Is that correct?
Correct. Only better, I would say, because we do different sizes. We're not limited to any particular size. So we'll have different pullouts for different sizes or different things, different.
Okay, so one last thing. All your cabinets are built with solid wood, furniture finish interiors, and they look just like manufactured cabinets. So they're not sacrificing anything. They're just getting a lot more for their money. It's the bottom line. We're talking with Rick Davis with DC Kitchens and Baths. This is one of the old school cabinet makers, remodelers. I mean, this guy is the real deal. And the sad reality in our world is that the all these referral services from Angie's List and all these people alleging that they know they're going to refer you, all these qualified people, don't ask any questions as to these people's qualifications. They're buried in the internet, in the deep doldrums. You won't find them because this guy is not a technical guy. He is an artist. And now he's buried in all this advertising minutia, and you can't find him. And I wanted to get this out so that you guys can understand what you're losing in value, in design, in execution. When you see his work, you will understand what I'm talking about. You're getting less for your money buying a manufactured product. It's limited to sizes. It's not going to fit your house perfectly. There's going to be all kinds of extra space that could have been used, and it's not going to be tailored to the way you live. And it's because you are dealing with salespeople. You're not dealing with kitchen designers, cabinet designers, and artistic furniture makers, remodelers, qualified guys. This guy's been doing remodeling for over 30 years, okay? And I'm telling you, the people that work with him absolutely love him. But let's finish the kitchen and let's move to the bathroom. So the kitchen, this is a guy that has an interesting philosophy. He wants you to get all the money you can. He wants you to get all the value. So for his clients, he's going to refer you to a place that you can buy your appliances. He's not going to charge you any percentage over and above for your appliances. I'm a remodeler. I would never let that happen, right? Most of these guys won't. I don't know anybody in the business that will do that. Second, when it comes to selections, he's designing your kitchen. You know, just like an interior designer or an architect would. He is cradle to the grave with you. He's going to the flooring store. He's going to make the countertop selections. He's going to bring all these things together for you because he wants the look to be preserved. He wants you to get the most for your money, but he's also inspired by the vision that he has for your space. So he's going with you to make all these selections. You're not going to find another trim guy or a cabinet maker or a furniture maker that's going to go out and do that for you. And what is your initial design consultation if they want to meet with you and sit down and just be inspired?
So we don't charge for an initial design. We'll come out to your house and take a look at what you want to do and have a conversation, and all that is free. If we go forward, it's not free. but
now, to give people a physical comparison, you're going to be competitively priced in the mid to high line cabinets, right?
Correct.
Which constitutes about 50% of the market. And there's going to be people out there that can't afford to work with you. But the vast majority of people that are looking at a kitchen remodel, if they're budgeted in the $40,000 plus, can work with you. Correct. They're going to get a superior product. You've got full extension glides. I mean, you've got all the things the manufacturer cabinets have. Now, there's some other features I forgot to mention, like your cabinet door, your drawers.
Drawers,
The manufacturers are at 22 inches and yours are at 24.
Correct.
You're using the full depth of the space,
right,
and you can pull your drawers all the way out.
Exactly.
It's just these manufacturers will cut corners everywhere they can. False backs, all kinds of different things. You are dealing with solid wood materials, and one of the other things that you can do that they cannot do is that you will offer any exotic wood in the world to achieve the design, right? Because it's tailored.
Right.
It's supposed to fit you like a suit you spent $3,000 on. When you put it on, it is the most comfortable. You want to wear that thing to bed. It's so comfortable.
Yep.
And when you look at your finishes, one of the things you guys are noted for in the interior design community is your immaculate finishes.
Thank you.
And you are dealing with custom finishes. There's not 2 of this or 4 of that.
Right.
It is designed and built to suit.
Correct.
And I got to tell you, if people actually met with you and they looked at what you've created, there's no way they would buy a manufactured product.
Well, I just would like to meet most of those people, and
they're coming, boss. Okay, now let's move to the baths. Baths, okay. I mean, kitchens and baths are pretty much the mass market for remodeling, right?
Right.
These production builders build these houses. They have no personality. They limit what they put in there, and after about 10 years, people say, "Hey, I want something special."
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, what's trending in baths?
So in baths, we do the same kind of thing we do with the kitchen. We go in and talk with our clients and see that funky space that they have, and we want to recreate it into something really cool. Some people don't have a bathtub; they just have a shower. And I'm dealing with a client right now that wants a tub and a shower, so now we have to reconvert the space to make all that happen. The other thing with just using the best space with vanities. Or the bathroom cabinets that we can. All the old-fashioned vanities were all the 32-inch high. Standard now, everybody is, or what we've always done now is we're doing 36 high. It's just easier if you're brushing your teeth or bent over or whatever. You're not bending way over at that. Sometimes we have taller gentlemen or women that want a taller counter. Well, that's not a problem because we custom build everything we do, so that's not an issue at all.
There are no rules or limitations or standards.
Not
it is what it is, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. And that if you want to create like an armoire type cabinet for your in the master for your clothes or towels or whatever, that's not an issue at all either.
Well, and here's the other thing. The thing I noticed about your execution is when you're talking about building armoires and stuff like that, that's more like a furniture piece.
Right.
And with your shop, everything, I guess the best way to do this, when I was building custom homes about 15 years ago and we were site building everything, and then all these built-ins get put in, they look like built-ins. They don't look like furniture.
Right.
Right. And because they're trim guys and they're good at what they do, but they're not furniture makers.
Right.
And what I've noticed about your stuff is it looks like furniture.
Correct.
Because you have that innate interest in building those pieces.
Right.
So I don't like built-ins through the whole house because it looks production-y. The stuff that you guys are building makes it look like actual furniture,
Right.
and it gives it an entirely different feel for that space.
Exactly.
And the closets, like the walk-in closets, probably the hottest. I mean, they've got an industry built on top of walk-in closets, right?
Big stuff now. Big stuff is master closets.
Because the trim carpenters did such a crappy job, and the architects draw rod and poles.
Right.
Yeah, that's how much thought the architects put. They're drawing you a 5,000 square foot house with all this personality, but they got rods and poles in your huge walk-in closet.
Exactly. Right.
That they created an entire industry on, right?
Right.
So, what are some of the trends that you're seeing that you're actually building into these? What are some of the features for walk-in closets?
So, like lots of people, shoe racks or lower drawers, corner drawers, pull down shelves, which are higher shelves that pull down so you can access the top height, and then you can pull them back up with hanging your clothes up high, just using the best of the space. The biggest deal is just take every bit of that space and a drawer or someplace to put something, just using every bit of space that we can. It's like putting together a big puzzle when we create this and build it, and then we put it all in, and when it's done, it really, really works.
That manufactured are these, again, this is the same industry. It's another industry built on the same premise that they've reduced everything to a simple program. It's all prefabricated. Most of it's built out of cheap melamine.
Exactly.
And it falls apart because you're putting heavy things on it, right? Your stuff is made out of solid wood to match the kitchen or to match your cabinets in your master bath. It will last forever. You're going to tailor this. There's no standards. Those people manufacture things in standards,
right?
To be able to manufacture them, right? You're building to suit.
Exactly.
So if the guy's taller or shorter,
you just build the height.
She has longer dresses.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's all built according to the way that it's going to be utilized. And when it's finished, it looks like $1 million.
And it's what they want. It's what
they want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, now here's the thing. Most people, whether it's these referral services or friends or whatever, they instinctively want to call 3 or 4 or 5 remodelers and say, hey, come by, take a look at my kitchen or my bathroom and give me a bid. Okay.
Right.
The reason that doesn't make any sense is they've made no decisions. There's no specificity as to what those numbers relate. You get 5 guys, those numbers are going to run anywhere from $15,000 to $75,000.
Right.
Because quality of cabinets, the way they're built, are they made out of melamine? Do they have full extension glides, soft closed doors? What kind of hardware? I mean, there's like 1,000 little questions that relate to what the design is. So you're asking these guys to win a price game without any specifics.
Right.
That is the one reason that people hate this industry. You always pick the wrong people because you're dealing with a guy who's willing to do something cheap. And it has nothing to do with what we're trying to accomplish.
Right. Cheap's not always the best option.
No. And believe me, you know what the one thing across the board on all of these remodeling guys is? The one thing that's not getting reduced or measured is how much profit they're making.
Right.
The quality materials, the application of materials, the quality of labor, those are all up for play. But I guarantee you their profit is not part of the reduction process.
Yeah.
Now, your process affords them a design consultation. You're going to sit down and lay everything out with them. Your budgets are specific to the application so that they can control the monster.
Right.
You know, we all want more than we plan for.
Right.
And we rationalize spending more. But they have to be put in a position to make a decision.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you bring to the table that is so powerful is that you go with them to help them control those decisions so that the overall finished product is awesome.